In this video, we are going to use Power Query to duplicate certain rows based upon a condition. This is the input data. I have to look at the start and end date. If the month of start date and the end date is different, that means this data is across 2 months. In that case, I want this row to be duplicated like this. All other columns remain the same, but now we need to change the dates. This row is for the previous month, this row is for the next month. So the start date remains the same, but the end date is the last date of this month. And same way, the end date remains the same here, but the starting date is the first date of the month. So let's learn how to do this using Power Query. This is the input data. It's a table. You can download this file and follow along. Link is in the description. So data from table or range. So now we are in Power Query. We are going to do 3 broad steps. First step is to identify rows which have starting and ending month different. And we are going to put a flag column to indicate which rows need to be duplicated. The next step, we are going to make 2 tables. One containing rows which do not need duplication, and then second table with rows requiring duplication. Then in the second table, we'll actually duplicate the rows, repair the start end dates, and then combine both the tables. First step is to create that column. So let's add a custom column. So if the month of the start date is equal to month of the end date, then we just put 0 because we don't want to duplicate the column. Else we put 1 because we want to duplicate the column. And just for clarity, let's call this duplicate. So at this stage, I'm going to duplicate this table as it is. This table we will call no duplicate, and this table we'll rename as duplicate. In the no duplicate table, the only thing we need to do is filter on the rows which don't need duplication. I'm just removing 1 from here. That's all. Later on, we'll just append this table. Now, we need to work on this table further. First, we'll only keep the rows which require duplication. So keep 1, remove 0. Now this column has served its purpose, so let's remove it from both the tables. Now the question is, how do I duplicate these rows? So Power Query has a very interesting way of duplicating rows. We do that first by adding a custom column. The name of this custom column doesn't matter because it's going to be temporary. We are going to say just add a list and repeat it. Now we need to specify a list. List starts with the curly braces. In that, I'm just going to put some empty string. It could be any string, doesn't matter, but we want to repeat it twice. This will add a custom column and each row will contain a list. If I go into the list, there will be 2 rows, but there is nothing in it, it's empty. So let me remove this step. Now the interesting part comes because this is the list. We have an option of expanding this to new rows. And because this list has 2 items, it has no choice but to duplicate the row. And in the process of duplicating the rows, all the fields will get duplicated, including this custom column, but that was empty anyway, and we are not interested in it now because it has done its job. So let's get rid of this column as well. Now, the actual process of repairing these dates is going to happen here. This June, this is July. Now, this is the same row, this is the same row. So here, this needs to be treated separately and this needs to be separately treated. In order to do that, first we'll have to put a serial number kind of column, which is called an index column. So we go to add column, index column, starting from 1. Now what do we want to do? This start and end are input dates, and from there we want to derive the actual start and end dates. So the final columns I want to have start and end as the column names. So here I'll just rename them as start 1 and end 1. Now we need to add column for actual start date. Now what happens in the actual start date depends on whether this is odd or even. If it is odd, that means it's the first row of the duplicate rows, then the beginning date is already there. The ending date should be the month end of 6. Whereas when it comes to the second row, we want to take into account this ending date. So the ending date should remain as it is, but the starting date should be the first of this month. So we have to add a custom column, start. We have to say odd or even. So if the number of index is odd, that means it's the first row of our duplicate rows, then we want to keep the start date as it is. So start date, which is as it is start 1. Else we want to look at the end date. Whatever is that end date, that will be the next month. So we want to find the first day of that month. So date start of month is the function, and of what? Whatever is the day currently in the end date. So we use end, and that should do the job. So now let's check. This was odd, so it remained the same. Here the end date was 9th, so it has taken first. Similar custom column we have to add for the end date. We will give the name of the column as end date, and similar logic we will apply here. If the number is odd, we want to take the last day of the month of the start date. So date dot end of month of whatever is the current start date. And here, because the end date itself is correct now, we will keep it as it is. So here, now let's convert both of them to dates, and now everything is perfect. So that's exactly what we wanted. We don't want this index, that has done its job. We don't need start and end, that also has done its job. So now we have the columns role, department, amount like they were before, and start and end. The other table role, department, amount, start and end. So both these tables have same columns, same data types. So now we can create a third table which is created by appending this one to this one. Yes, I could have done an append here itself. It's more elegant to do it separately. So go to Home tab, append queries as new. First no duplicates, then duplicates, and there we have it. We'll call it final. Now in the final output table, I will need to change this again to date. And now everything is perfect. And I don't want to load all these three. So I'm going to say close and load, only create connection, so that these three queries remain in Power Query. But at the end of it, of course, we want this final one. So I right click on it, go to load to, and in this case, I want to show it right next to it. So I will say, give me a table, existing workbook, and I want to show it here. Just to set the format correctly, Shift Control 3. This is exactly what we wanted. So I hope you found this useful. Try it out, share it with people around you. And even if you don't have the need now, you know when this need arises, the magic of Power Query. To continue to learn more, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and give me ideas for more videos. So that's it for now. See you soon. Thank you.